Welcome, Rob. Welcome. Glad you stepped in. I'm just about to, open everything up. And, I'm developing and establishing the context of everything right now. And let's see. So it's good to have you join in right now because, I've kind of waited because I know, the whole Periscope thing. When there's real people on, they try to either, put you to the side and, they try to do these little games. But it's okay. They try to ghost people. And I'm not sure what's going on. Maybe it's also Saturday. Probably everybody's in bed. And so I'm not going to assume anything negative. But, just give me just press the number one so that I know you listening. And then we could talk about what happened, this morning, and I just want to clarify this between me and you, as to where what I'm saying, where I stand, and obviously what's going on, because I think that's important. It's very important that we get it clear. And so just press one. I know there's a delay in the comments or whatever, but just press one so we can so I can just start opening up and breaking everything down. Awesome. So just give me about 5 minutes, and we're just gonna cover everything. It shouldn't take me more than 5 minutes, because I know you probably trying to chill. You probably having your soup and you chilling. But just between you and me, I want to make sure I got on scope and you saw my face, and we broke everything down. So the first thing we want to talk about is doxing. Like, what is doxing? Oh, by the way, just press one if you just got like that 5 minutes. All right, just so I know. I know it's like a delay, but just press one that you're gonna give me that 5 minutes, and I'm gonna make sure I cover everything within that time frame. All right. So this is it. You saw it. I went in there. Okay. I went in there, and I'm not afraid of these cats, man. I'm gonna just be straight up. I'm not afraid of these cats, and I'm gonna stand on everything, all the words that I've said. You know what I'm saying? I'm not in. I'm not in there to troll. I'm actually in there. If anything, somebody shared it out, and usually, if I show you my block list, bro, you'll be surprised. I have so many people blocked. I don't even get into super swipes. I don't even get into none of that. So if something comes on my feed, it's usually from somebody that I'm thinking, hey, they think I need to see this. So I'll go in there and check it out. This chick Vicious, believe it or not, she followed me. I don't follow her. All right, I don't follow. She follows me, and I think somebody shared it out. Maybe it was you. Maybe it was someone else. I'm not sure. But I just went in there. I was like, all right, what's going on? And then I already picked up on the MAGA. Once I saw the Zoom, breakdown and everything, I was like, yeah, that's probably some MAGA staff meeting going on right now. I'm stepping into a staff meeting. You know what I'm saying? Trust me, I know a lot about this MAGA thing. Like, literally, I could literally be a thought leader for them. I could literally write, their talking points. I could do that. I literally can do that. You know what I'm saying? Because I've had enough time within, what they've been doing for the longest time. And I'm not joking. This is not ego. This is real talk. You know what I'm saying? Like 15, 20 years of humble research, and heavy, examination and things like that. But you see, there's the issue of maturity, also. That's a factor. And so I'm able to handle certain things certain ways that they can't understand. So if they see me talk about, MAGA, if they see me talk about the alt-right, if they hear me talk about, what's going on, with the whole Trump thing, and how we should look at it from our perspective, which is the millennial, hip-hop generation perspective, all right? They don't want to look at it like that. They are actually refusing that. They're refuting it, or at least their thought leaders, the one that's manipulating them right now. They don't want them to see or to look at things in the correct way. Instead, it's like they're stuck. They're stuck with this, with these, the rhetoric, and they're stuck with these, these leaders, these fake thought leaders. And so what's been happening is this whole doxing phenomenon. So when someone gets doxed, it's basically that person basically, is exposed to the world. That means the cover's been pulled, off of them. And that's what's happening to a lot of them right now. They're getting exposed. And not only are they getting exposed, they're getting exposed by their own, all right, their own comrades. Their own comrades. Okay, that's exposing. So when I went in there, I was asking about, hey, I hear this so-and-so dude is doxing Doc G. All right, he's putting information. What's going on? What's up with MAGA? MAGA is dissolving. I told you guys, don't mess with that. Nah, they don't want to hear it. They don't want to hear it. And so that's why you see, that little chick Vicious just go off, into an emotional rant. She just went into a rant, got mad, and went into a rant, and said F me or whatever. I hope she understands the feelings are mutual. I do not care for her. She can go straight to hell as far as I'm concerned. Especially if she's out here banging for that MAGA nonsense. Hey, y'all going straight to hell. But I'm not going to allow you to, to drag, my people into it, or anybody that's just out there and don't know what's going on. I don't want you to drag them into it. And so, yeah, she went on a rant or whatever. I mean, that's expected. The rhetoric has gotten to their brains. I mean, it's so damaged them that they can't even think straight. They cannot use their logical thinking skills right now, because this MAGA thing and this alt-right thing has literally got them in a chokehold. All right, and so let's break down what this whole thing is about. Let's break it down. And I've always stayed consistent as to what it is that my perspective is on the whole thing. We need to have the perspective of millennials, hip hop generation. That's where we got to look from. Let's stop listening to their rhetoric. Let's stop following these leaders and stop listening to these silly rhetorics. All right, that they have out there, whether it's from BLM, Antifa, MAGA. We need to sit down together and talk amongst each other. We have to discuss what our values are and what we're going to do, all right, to actualize them and to make them real. When all Alpha became the villain for sitting there watching the scope. Well, the thing is, in their minds, they're looking at you as somebody who should be protecting them right now. You see, that's what it is. You're supposed to be attacking me. You're supposed to be telling me that, hey, don't attack this, don't do this, don't say that, and stuff like that. See, so they're having a problem. Thanks for the hearts. I appreciate it, y'all. And so they're playing that game. So they're kind of using you as a buffer. I just have to say it like that. I don't mean it in a negative way, but they love doing that. They love to use our people as buffers, or other people, other races as buffers to try to protect themselves. All right, when they're doing their, their MAGA stuff. Now, obviously, I'm only specifically talking about those that are involved in these supremacist types of movements. All right, I'm talking about those that are part of these supremacist movements, MAGA movements, alt-right movements, all these type of things. I'm talking about them because they're trying to influence us, all right, millennials and hip hop generation folks, into adopting their rhetoric, and that rhetoric is leading us nowhere, all right. And I told those MAGA folks before, we can discuss values. Let's talk about the values and the principles behind those values. But I don't care about the rhetoric, and I do not care, all right, about the these goofy leaders that they got out here, all right. And I'm gonna break it down, all right. I'm gonna break it down. We're gonna talk about Doc G, and what I think of him. I'm gonna tell you what I think of him now in this scope. I didn't see your last comment, but I'll check it out later. But basically, that's the problem with the MAGA movement. It's the goofy leadership, and then the rhetoric. So I'm gonna break down what I mean by the rhetoric. The rhetoric is they just have this hateful, divisive, and sanctimonious rhetoric. Now, what do I mean by that? Well, you understand what the word hateful means. Thanks for the hearts. I appreciate it. You know what I mean by the word hateful, all right? And you know what I mean by the word divisive, all right? But the rhetoric is also sanctimonious. Now, the word sanctimonious basically means that they're putting themselves in the place, right, of being victims, all right? They're trying to say that, you know, that they are being victimized right now. Like they are the group that's being targeted for, you know, for stuff like violence or stuff like that. So they're trying to flip the script. All right, they're trying to, move the tables to make it seem like they're the ones being attacked. Okay, like all these years of exploitation and oppression and all this stuff, they're trying to make it seem like, nah, it's, you know, that's not what it is. So they're trying to flip the script. So we got to pay close attention to that. That's what sanctimonious means. Okay, they're being, you know, they feel like they're being targeted when I'm at work, when I'm off clock, man. Okay, so I got to read your last comment. But listen, we got to pay attention to that rhetoric. That rhetoric, again, is hateful, divisive, and nauseatingly sanctimonious. All right? Nauseating sanctimony. That's basically what that rhetoric is. So a good example of hateful stuff is, you know, they'll start name calling. You know what I mean? They'll start saying, you know, stuff like, you know, hey, y'all need to go back to, you know, whatever. You know what I'm saying? They'll start bashing Islam, start bashing immigrants. That's an example of hateful rhetoric. All right, divisive rhetoric. All right, divisive rhetoric is the whole MAGA slogan itself. Make America great. What the hell does that mean? For who? You know what I mean? So it's very divisive, you know, and even amongst their own, you know, that whole rhetoric is divisive amongst themselves. Like, you know, who gets to be who? All right.